Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the microphone from Dallas, Texas, he is the president and founder of CodeLaunch. Please welcome Jason W. Taylor.
Thank you.
The
What
crowd
an intro.
goes wild.
Yes. We like when crowds go wild.
So he is Jason W. Taylor, like I mentioned, the president and founder of CodeLaunch. Listen, you've heard all season long about who CodeLaunch is and what they're about through them being a sponsor and a partner of this show, and through my efforts over the past year being the host of CodeLaunch as well as the live entertainment as well on top of that. Now we've got an opportunity in our season finale episode to talk directly to the man behind CodeLaunch itself.
Season finale episode.
I know, we got you for the best
Yes.
one, right? So, Jason, what I want to talk to you about today, and it's in the context of CodeLaunch, but the general concept here is creating memorable experiences. So just right off the bat, maybe short abstract, why is this on your mind and why is this important to you?
It's the day before code launch, and I just want a lot of people to come.
All right.
But if they come and they don't have a memorable experience, then they're not going to come back.
Yeah. Which is, of course, true. So we'll unpack a lot of that here over the next 30 minutes or so. And as just for everyone listening, we are recording this the eve of the CodeLaunch World Championships 2025 in Dallas, Texas, from the CodeLaunch recording studio, production studio as well. So before we get into the memorable experience stuff, Jason, can you give a quick overview of how CodeLaunch got started, the background with Code Authority, and how that led to what it is today?
Okay. Code Authority, software development company I was running 2001 to 2021. Around 2013, I decided our brand wasn't highly visible. Other brands that were competing with us had been around less long. They were a bigger deal. It pissed me off. I went to their events they were having, and I realized we needed an event. These other guys have an event. They're marketing, they're developing community, they're doing things. I decide we're going to have an event where we put startups to compete. We're going to pick one, and we're going to build their product for them to help them actually have a chance to launch and raise.
And that created CodeLaunch itself.
That's where it came from. CodeLaunch without any guardrails really overstepped our bounds in year 4 without guardrails. So we're going to build your product for you is an open-ended equation that is hard to fulfill. And we finally broke our backs trying to build a product for somebody and realized, this might not be sustainable. But we had already realized that the team that I employed really loved it. The community that we lived in came to it to watch tech startup founders that had gone through some kind of vetting process compete with each other to win the prize. They saw people getting uplifted and having a better opportunity and chance manufactured for their venture. We weren't requiring anybody to give us equity. And the city, the Economic Development Corp and the Chamber of Commerce in Frisco, they were rolling out for this thing. And what I noticed right away, too, is my employees were like taking the day off to come help, but they were inviting their family members to come watch the show part. And that's when I was like, I need to start making a more memorable experience at the show so that this first impression is so strong that they come back. I don't think we got that right until about 3-4 years ago, but we worked hard on it and finally got it right.
So I first got involved with CodeLaunch 2024. Yeah, beginning of 2024. I came and performed at Houston and then at the World Championships in Dallas at the end of 2024. So my first exposure to CodeLaunch was this huge production, very similar, if not a replica, to what it is today. What was that, MVP of CodeLaunch? What was the iteration number 1 and how did you get from that to then like a stage production?
Resilience and grit and not succeeding repeatedly, and so trying to make it better every time is the real answer. But there were many years where it would come back up, and are we going to do this again, boss? Oh, let me think about it for a week, and then I would realize I have to do this, and I have to do it better than last year. And so how is it going to be better than last year? And the key, though, is in 2019, that's when Improving got involved. Improving was a bigger, more established competitor, but with a very similar culture and values. And they were also nearby. They were like right around the corner. So we would go to the same places and see each other. And they came to CodeLaunch because it was convenient. It was down the street, and it was a thing that they wanted to do. They actually asked me if they could help right about the time that we were just about to break because we needed help so bad. Mm-hmm. And they got involved, and they came up with ideas to improve the show that I hadn't thought of, and I implemented those. The other idea that we both had was that this should be your software development team at Improving building for a startup, and our software development team building for a startup, and any other teams we can get involved in this community building for a startup. And it should be an open community event, not just a all about code authority event. And when we made it that, it really flourished. That was like the kind of end of chapter 1 MVP of CodeLaunch and the beginning of what it's become now, which is kind of like with you're like chapter 3. Mm-hmm. You're like the 3rd generation of CodeLaunch. That was the end of 1 and the beginning of 2. And when it became multiple software teams, each competing against each other to show off their skills, how far they could take a startup product for them and throw them out into the air, out of the nest. So that's how we got here. And the secret of the big production came from the fact that I had hired this company, Paperlight, to make a commercial. Have you ever seen our commercial?
Maybe.
The one where I have like Ellen DeGeneres hair?
No. I got to watch this.
I think it's somewhere. It might be on
You're saying there was a time when you didn't have the nice slick back?
No, it was totally different. It was, I think, if the Code Authority YouTube channel is still live, I think you might find it if you Google Code Authority commercial.
Okay.
But the Paperlight crew shot this commercial over like 3 days. And I got like a behind the scenes experience of what it was like. And they came out to CodeLaunch and saw what it was and saw all the AV things go wrong and all the horrific kind of like it's off, it's on.
Yeah.
Can anybody hear me? The usual things you get at startup events. And that wasn't acceptable to me, and I was kind of like wanting, trying to figure out how to make it a more polished. And they were like, "Do you know what we do?" And I was like, "You shoot commercials." And they were like, No, we did that for you because we liked you. We don't actually shoot commercials. We produce live events and stage events, and we do all the things that you need done so that you can just do the show." Mm-hmm. And their founder said, "Let me just show you. I'm just going to basically give it to you this year." And it was CodeLaunch 5 in 2017. And I thought, this is great. These great guys at Paperlight are going to make sure our mics work. And I got there, and like you, I looked backstage, and there's people with computers and headsets and boards, big rolling containers of equipment. A stage is built. There was a whole facade of the stage, TV screens, cameras, like kind of all the accoutrements you see now. Yeah. Was the first time I saw it was when I walked into rehearsal. And they also made me come to rehearsal. That was their idea. They were like, you don't just show up at this thing an hour before and just pop out and hope that everything goes good. You got to come to rehearsal. So they kind of subsidized it for a few years, and then when they found out I got acquired by Improving, they were like, "Okay, it's time to pay for this." And so it's been a really great partnership and a happy relationship ever since. And this will be our 25th event tomorrow. I think they've produced 21 of the last 25.
So it's a huge leap, right? From what I imagine was version 1 like a conference room, or was it like a venue?
Version one. Part of our bad luck in Dallas is that at version 1, Trey Bowles was a judge. Trey Bowles is going to be at CodeLaunch tomorrow for the first time in 9 years. Yeah. And that's because he went to 1 and he went to 4, which were both pre-Paperlight. And 4 was a little better than 1, but I still remember one horrific mistake we made at CodeLaunch 4. We moved into this stadium thing out of a conference room, which was the answer
So
to
it
your
was a
question.
conference room.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
start.
I
Okay.
could hold 50 people. Like desk shape.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I
come
can
on.
pick. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I can
You've
picture
been in these
it.
rooms many
Yeah.
times. You've been, yeah. There's like, one bartender out in the hall, no music, and don't take me back there, please. No, don't do it. He came to 1. He was like, okay, I see the idea. Same thing, rattly microphones, and 2 was about the same. 3 was a step up. 4 was another big step up to a venue that was a small little indoor stadium. We set all the chairs out. We had 500 chairs, and we had about 300 people show up. So it was kind of packed looking at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And but we didn't account for the lighting of the room, and we were still doing projector on a giant erected projector screen at the back of the stage.
Mm-hmm. Like typical like overhead projector screen.
Yeah, I don't know if they were overhead or if they were on stands or if
But like a
they might have
canvas,
been on little
basically?
units in front of the stage
Okay.
on the floor.
But it was like a
And-
stretched canvas that an image is
It was like
displaying
a
on.
physical device. I don't think it was stretched canvas.
Okay.
But the lumens were not bright enough for the room, the room's basic light that you couldn't turn off.
Oh.
So the pitch decks are just very washed out. And we tried to fix it for hours, and the only way to fix it was to violate the safety code rules and kill the lights, and it was down to like fire escape lighting. So he came to that one. So I don't even blame Trey Bowles for not coming to the last 9. And seeing the pictures of it, though, finally piqued his interest, and he'll be at 1845 Ventures, which is his new venture studio startup.
Okay.
So, and one thing I know we do well at CodeLaunch is venture studios. Venture studios belong at every CodeLaunch because we have early stage tech founders that are about to raise a big chunk of money, and they need venture studios
Yeah.
to take the ground that we cover and keep running.
Part of what I think makes this formula work is the pulling together of multiple like stakeholders. So you have the founder side of it, but there's also the investor side of it. There's the venture studio side of it. There is the audience side of it. As you have iterated on this and improved it over time, no pun intended, using the word improved it, a little like ding in the corner, like brought to you by improving.
The logo right here.
What has been like the balance between, hey, I intentionally designed some things this way versus happy coincidence it fell that way and we just started running with it?
Production elements of the show.
More so in how you strategize like what the event is supposed to be.
Series of negative feedbacks.
Really?
Mostly. Like, I got stuck on not taking equity because at the very first, somebody was like, I'm not coming to your show to watch you rip off startups. And I was like, who told you that? People think we're taking all their equity? Is that what's going on? And they're like, isn't that what you're doing? And I was like, no. Why don't you come to the show and find out? And so I started getting really loud about that. So I realized that mattered. I mean, I didn't grow up in the ventures profession, in the ventures industry, in the institutional venture space was not my space. I was a software developer and a consultant for B2B software projects, and the CEO and the president of a big group that was doing that. So I kind of had to bang my way through the bumpers of the venture space to realize the right way to do it. So that's like one example. And then there's the topology of getting the work done with the startups. It takes time and effort, resources to take a bunch of applications, look at them all, decide which ones you want to talk to. And then, you know, I've always wanted better, more complicated, more impressive startups to apply. So I had to start creating more value just for applying. So that's when we started getting into how can we integrate the selection, the curating process, and make it also educational and beneficial to everybody that goes through. Even if they don't get picked in the end, they're still glad they did it. And just all that came from self-assessment and a lot of different events where not enough people came to it. So I had to like get over the like everybody's high-fiving you saying good job after party, when in reality I'm looking at the ticket attrition list going, wow, 77% of people that had tickets didn't come. We were all set up for 1,100 people and we got 409.
Yeah.
How do I fix that?
Well,
this will be a lot of fun if we're getting really good startups. Investors are really attracted because there's opportunities there. The developers want to work on these cool edge products, and a lot of people want to watch it. How do I knock all four of those down? That's been my obsession on this since about then.
I got two follow-up questions on this. The first one is, on that note you just said right there, you're looking at a 77% attrition list on who's RSVP'd, who's purchased the ticket.
Sometimes worse than that, yeah.
So,
and anybody who's ever produced an event with free tickets will understand that feeling of failure.
Yeah.
It is a profound feeling of failure when you have 1,000 something tickets to something and 300 something people show up. It is painful.
I feel like the natural sort of go-to from there would be like, well, why don't we just make the tickets $50 or $100? Because once people have paid, they will, and I mean this to say like general admission tickets for CodeLaunch, depending on where it's located, are either going to be free or like maximum $20. There's of course table seating that's more expensive, and sponsor seating, which is a whole separate offer altogether. But general admission is somewhere between free and $20. So to me, a natural thing would be like, well, let's increase the ticket price so people are like, I paid $50 for this, I paid $75 for this, I'm showing up. But you actually didn't. You leaned more into the free side of things. Why was that the decision?
Okay, so what we started doing right after our first big debacle with free tickets was we started making it where the tickets, even the general admission ticket, cost $20. But you would get a coupon that would make it free for you because you knew somebody. So if you just land on the site, and that's the way it is today, it's been that way for 5, 6 years, 7 years. If you're on the Luma site now and you just land there, it's going to say the general admission ticket's $20. But if you know anybody in this town and you have any LinkedIn connections at all, there's going to be people out there saying, hey, I'm going to CodeLaunch and I have a free ticket coupon while they last. And 90% of those people will get what they perceive as a $20 discount, and then there's about 10% that will pay for them. Like, I don't know. We were way over $1,000 in ticket sales last week. So probably $2,000 worth of tickets will be sold at this event. Would I really get 700-800 people in the Gillies if we just didn't give any tickets away at all? Not in this town. Everybody here's been on the free ticket crack for CodeLaunch for 13 years. I don't know. We could probably pull that off in Miami or Canada.
Yeah.
That's the way we've been doing it in Canada, actually. Because the Canada venue only holds 261 people per fire code, but we got 326 in there last year.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell the Toronto Fire Department. But yeah, there are very few truly free given away tickets that were, except for two improvers.
Yeah.
In Toronto. So I don't know. I think that eventually this brand will be so spectacular. It'll be so well respected for its unique entertainment, its unique offering, its unique investments, and the way we go about things, that when we come to town, we put tickets for sale and they sell out. Just like that.
Yeah, which I think is totally doable.
We just got to build a big enough brand awareness and community.
What do you think then? So let's just take Dallas.
But
alone.
the one-word answer to your original question is fear. Fear that nobody will show up.
If you start charging, you're saying.
Yeah, we're just like, it's $20 or you ain't coming. Hey, all 6 of you. Let's just go to the after party.
So if we're looking at that, you have your 77% attrition rate, and you're like, okay, I need to fix this event so people show up. The event is still going to be free. But what changes? Because if someone doesn't show up before, they don't necessarily know what's changed to make it better to show up the next time. So was it the marketing, the messaging, like how you're actually been getting the word out there? Like what is it now that starts taking it from 77% attrition to like, whatever it is now, 10, 20% attrition?
It's a lot better, but I think our event there we just had in Latam together, it was around 62% of the people that had a free ticket showed up, and which is like the highest we've ever had.
Okay,
that's really good.
Yeah, and that 62 is almost 1,000 people.
So, yeah, we had 926 people in a room that's fire code 901. Don't tell the Guadalajara Fire Department. I think it has a lot to do with partners. The partners that are getting the word out. It's not just a matter of the right social media post or the right graphic or it really has to do with people that have relationships and connections, and those are probably strongest in Guadalajara. The team down there for Guadalajara Improving are big fans of CodeLaunch. They really work hard to support CodeLaunch. They go to the college campuses, which there's like 3-4 big ones, big population center college campuses in Guadalajara. And they do activations, all-day activations, where they're talking to the students in technology degrees, telling them about CodeLaunch and giving them free tickets. And without Sandy and her crew on the ground, boots on the ground in Guadalajara, that's what makes all that possible.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, so I'll tell you from personal experience.
Because we certainly don't get any media coverage. That would help. Media.
From personal experience, a couple of years ago, I hosted this week of events in Chicago called Hype Week, and it was all laddering up to the release of my album. And that was the main event. It was my album release party concert. And it definitely the whole week could have been more, and the concert could have been more. But we got like 100 people in a room that was designed for about 100 people, full sound stage and everything. So in my mind, it was a success. People paid, depending on when they bought, they paid anywhere from $35 to $70 for a ticket. I really only comped like 6 tickets. It was like my parents and someone from my team who had come in, and like 2 other people I think had comped. Everyone else bought. And what I think really worked was this idea of finding the right partners, because it wasn't just me talking about it saying, hey, this is going to be a cool thing, come out to it. It was the other reputable names within the Chicago tech ecosystem saying, we're going to be at this thing, you should go to it too. And that, I think, is what creates sort of like the the first pass for a lot of people, which is like, because I think everyone's worried about, if I go to this, am I going to be wasting my time? And the more there are other people whose word that they trust say, we believe in this thing too, the more it lowers that guard of someone saying, I'm going to waste my time.
Social validation.
Yeah.
So it has a lot to do with partners. And we also had some good partners in Canada last summer. Landon was really good.
Yeah.
Landon really helped us get a lot of people there. So was Cillian. Cillian brought people from Montreal down. But yeah, we have to have a local crew that can help with that, because for a lot of these places we're going, we're just this crazy thing from Texas that's kind of hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of hard to explain, isn't it? You've been caught in this explaining it to people storm. It doesn't just come out real smooth and fast. That's where I came up with live entertainment experience, because that's pretty smooth and fast. But you know, it is the end of a startup competition, but it's not like there's no coding involved.
Right.
That's a problem. The brand CodeLaunch, having the word code in it, that's a Debbie Downer for lots of people in business that really don't have any interest in the actual technology part.
Yeah, it's like,
and they're the ones that would want to pay for it and party at it. You know?
Yeah.
They're the ones that would like, if I knew this was a big party, I would have come to it. I thought it was coding. I've gotten that.
Yeah. The things we wish we could take back.
No, all we need is Elon to tweet about it once. That's all we really need. Elon, shed 1 second of light on this thing.
So, okay, we got 6 minutes left here, and there's a couple more questions I want to hit. I'll tell you what I was impressed. The first event I was part of was the meticulous nature at which everything in the event itself is planned out. Like, nearly every second is figured out to, like, how is this part of the show going to operate? Nothing is left to chance. And even if something does happen, like in Toronto, when it took a little bit longer for the judges to deliberate and pick their winner.
Patrick.
And Sarah, right?
Patrick and Sarah.
Yeah. But even in that case,
they don't like to be judgy in Toronto.
That's true. We love you, Canada, and we're sorry you lost the World Series.
Oh, God, that was heartbreaking. I've never seen anything more brutal.
I know,
than
it was
that.
bad.
That was one toe of dirt from being over.
Yeah.
Like that much.
Yeah. That,
dude.
and then a follow-up late in the game center fielder substitution on that crazy fly ball.
Crazy.
So,
sorry.
You know, even in that, everything's planned out. Something goes not according to plan, which is the judges take a little bit longer. But then because we kind of know every aspect of the show, I can, in the moment, be like, which is what I did. I was like, let's take this time to thank our sponsors. So I really think that what makes it so unique and different is there is 0% chance. Let me start that in a different way. I think the average tech event, there's going to be a moment where the clicker doesn't work, or someone's like, oh, is the microphone not on? Or something like that happens. And I think there is virtually a 0% chance.
Yeah, those would really embarrass me. And so I work really hard for those not to happen.
And it's these little, to me, it's like these things that are like the nuanced
I want you to think
aspects.
you're at a Broadway show or a Hollywood show or a major production that has traveled to your city and you're in the audience and it's, wow, a unique experience. I'm coming back and I'm going to buy a ticket.
And that attention to detail, I think, is what is a lot of people overlook. They're like, people won't care about that. They might not, but they'll notice if it's done poorly. And that's where I think a lot of the name equity or the brand equity that CodeLaunch keeps building is coming from, is this very, very keen attention to detail. Even like, you know, we do like our like production planning meetings, and you've got this like 80-row spreadsheet where you're like, okay, minute 1 to minute 5, here's what's happening. Minute 6 to minute 10, here's what's happening. So all of these things they're not happening by accident.
No, it's not by accident, and it's partly that's the expertise of Paperlight. They're the ones that kind of like forced me to think of it that way, and I realized they were right. And you're right. The first time I saw their run of show spreadsheet, I was like, That's how you do this.
Yeah.
If you're in the business of producing a show and you're the guy behind directing things, and you need to know exactly what's going to happen, where the lights go, where the sound cue, which mic button to push,
Yeah.
And so
I feel like a lot of times it's not until you see how someone else does it who has experience in it that you even know what, what to do, regardless of the endeavor.
And that's just, that's right. It's like the way it is,
Another thing that you're very intentional about, and I have an idea, but I want to hear your original take on it, is you're very particular, and I think in a good way, about what sponsorship means at CodeLaunch. There isn't, so for everyone watching or listening to this, whomever the sponsors are, there's not like a 5-minute deck they're going through at the beginning of the event to be like, here's who we are, here's what we're all about, access this website, scan this QR code, et cetera, et cetera. You do not allow stuff like that. So give me like the JWT original. Why do you still get sponsors and yet you tell them you can't do those things?
This is a live show. This is an entertainment product that involves the business of ventures. So it's a venturetainment, but it's an entertainment product, and that's what it has to be to explosively gain mass awareness and followers and fans. We need fans.
Yeah. Because
of our cause, our impact, and our entertainment value. And you're not going to get on my stage and go up there and nervously embarrass yourself for 5 minutes while everybody wants the show to get on with the show. And so that's why we have sponsors that are cheaper this year than the past, and that integrate your brand with our show.
And that's
and
I
you don't
think
know
that's
this,
cruel.
but we've sold that out in the World Championship. Everything is sponsored this time.
Amazing.
The finalist battle round 1, 2, and 3. Jason music segment, and I think the lightning round has a sponsor. There's some other ways that sponsors can happen too. We didn't sell actually all of them, but we sold those parts of it, which we hadn't done that yet this year. So, which
I think, and finding the pockets where they can get.
It's
involved.
also after work on a Wednesday. We can't afford to buy a venue on a Friday or a Saturday. And if we did, people are not going to come to our event for sure then. They're going to have birthdays, and they're going to have families and college football games and trips to places and all that. So our day is Wednesday. We learned that a long time ago. On Wednesday, people are getting off work, and they're glad they're past hump day.
Yeah. They haven't made their like sometimes you have Thursday night plans. They haven't made it's not that.
Yeah. And so you can catch them, but you can't get them off work, walk them in the door, and bore them.
Yeah.
You got to have some alcohol, some music, and make them realize they're at something different. And it's not going to be a TED Talk. It's going to be TED Talk Rocks.
Yeah. And I think the way I look at it is, your point was this is not a tech event. It is live entertainment. And if you look at any other live, whether it's entertainment or sports entertainment, they don't stop. It's the instant replay brought to you by Amazon Web Services. They don't not show you the replay so that way they can first give you a presentation on what Amazon Web Services is, right? It's like strikeouts in this game are brought to you by so-and-so tire company. You'll never strike out when you're driving with their tires. Like,
as you're watching the strikeout happen.
Yeah, and it doesn't prohibit the show from going on. It's just naturally slides in, and then they move on to the next thing. And that, I think, this angle of the entertainment value first, I actually think almost puts sponsors in better favor than in the instances when you have to stop everything to be like, let's take a minute now to learn all about this company.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you watch a sports broadcast or if you watch College Game Day, the brands that are promoting are visible and they're integrated into the content. And we'll be able to do the same thing when our community is big enough. And we need a much bigger community than we have, even though we have grown immensely this year.
Well, I got ideas for you on that.
And yeah, I'm really hoping that we can continue this pace or even increase the pace next year. And at some point, a lot of these brands that we've talked to are that have just like don't understand it and they've passed on it because they haven't been to it. It's really hard to get someone to sponsor CodeLaunch unless they've been to it, and it's really easy if they've been to it. And like we have a lot of sponsors tomorrow because we've done this event in Dallas-Fort Worth 13 years. But you can't win those new brands over so easily. But if you have a community roughly twice or 3 times the size that we have right now, they won't care.
Yeah. Right.
That's okay. I just want to get that many brand impressions and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So we're not too far away from a breakaway moment when it comes to brands wanting to be involved.
We're short on time.
Thanks to you, Elon.
We're short on time. I have one more and then a final wrap-up question. What, I don't know if I've ever asked you this before. You had successfully done several code launches. What made you say, we need to now add a 45-minute hip-hop concert to this run of show?
Because I was trying to get it to this. And I also knew how hard it was to do anything at a meticulous level. It takes just a great deal of effort. And then if you're like me and you're meticulous about wanting it to go, just like I do, even though the audience might not notice, something's always going to go wrong. My brain doesn't process things going wrong very well. It stresses me out, man. So I want the event to be fun so that at least it's a fun, entertaining event when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to do it more. And I think, adding music to it makes it more entertainment and not just ventures.
Mm-hmm.
And your music's cool. It's original. And it's about startup founders. Is every single song about startup founders? Because most of them that I've heard, the ones I listen to, yeah. That's a match made in heaven, bro. Yeah. That's perfect. So we're super excited to have you open our shows and get your music out there and market your music brand and make new fans and get the bones going in the air.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the coolest?
It was, man.
Man, did you ever think you could pull that off?
I cannot. And that was just, in the moment, I didn't go in being like, I'm gonna hit this part of the song. I just, in the moment, I was like, take your phone out, put your light on, because that song I was performing, I Can Be Anything, it lends itself to like waving your arms back and forth.
Somebody in the back goes, holy smokes, look at the monitor, look at all the people doing their, and we all looked, and there's so many people, 900 people doing like this. And then the next day in the car, CC goes, dude, look at this clip I got. And he was behind you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Raj is he's gonna break down when he sees that. He's gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
So we want there to be concerts, entertainment, art, creativity. It is thought leadership, what we're doing. We are helping startups by building their products for them and not taking their equity and just trying to manufacture a showcased moment for them that helps them raise. And so there's some thought leadership, some impact, creativity, art, performance. Also it gave me an excuse to finally do my part, which I was always trying to figure out. How do I leverage this moment so that I can kind of pursue my own personal passion, which might also end up being a professional passion, which was music, just like you.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been, the halftime show is me playing, performing my own song, which is also about CodeLaunch.
And it's a great song. It's very catchy. And we throw out T-shirts to the crowd afterwards based on how loud they cheer during the song. Are
you going to do the left side this time and let me get on the right and win? Because I think whoever's second's going to win every time.
Well, the challenge with that is it's segueing out of your song, and then your best
have to do
prime
it.
to tell people like, here's how this is going to work. The lyrics are this. And I go,
I'll just take the L every time.
yeah,
I'm like the team that plays the Globetrotters, you know.
the Washington Generals.
I just go out there and lose, and it's part of the show. Look at the founder getting his ass kicked by Raja's team every time.
Guadalajara, though, was very close. I actually thought your side won, and the judges just gave it to my side.
We do have 3 judges this time.
Okay, so now we really.
And
will
I just
get-
interviewed one with a podcast. There she is right there. She's my newest fan. And she's probably going to vote for us.
Is it done?
No, we're still
doing
finishing up here, but he was just shouting you out.
Hi, Esther Cho. In studio. What's happening? Super Lucky Trading. Whoop.
So my final question here, every episode of this show ends with the same question, and that is fill in the blank. Entrepreneurship is blank.
It's maybe the world's greatest vehicle through which for you to better yourself through belief in yourself.
The world's greatest vehicle to better yourself by believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Deep.
Platform.
Profound.
It's a platform.
It is all of those things.
It's a platform for that. Nothing against religion. Religion might have something to say about that. But it's at least up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a competitor with religion. It's not trying to explain the universe to you. But if you're willing to invest in it, it means you're willing to invest in yourself. And I think people are better off in their lives, in their careers, and in their self-worth, even when they try and fail at entrepreneurial endeavors. That's what I think.
And I agree with all of that. I thank you for bringing me on board with this production a very, very fast-moving train that only keeps going faster and further, and it's been an awesome ride so far, and I'm looking forward to more. Again, as we're recording this, we are on the eve of the CodeLaunch 2025 World Championships in Dallas, so by the time this episode, everyone's watching this, we will have had a successful Dallas event, and you'll probably be able to watch a lot of the clips on YouTube by now. Thank you, Jason, for closing out the season finale episode of the Goat to Market show.
You're welcome, Raj.
For everybody who was able to catch this on video, everybody listening, thank you for catching this all season long. CodeLaunch is a partner with Startup Hypeman. We are intertwined like DNA strands for a long, long time. So if you don't know, now you know. We will be back with more Startup Hypeman's Goat to Market show with a brand new season. Give it some time, we will get there, but thank you, Jason, for closing us out in this season, and for everybody watching and listening. Check back on the archive. We have 5 seasons under the Goat to Market show. We got another 12 seasons under the Startup Hype Man podcast, another 5 seasons before that when it was the original name called Discover Your Inner Awesome. We out.
Welcome, everybody, to the main event of the 2025 CodeLaunch World Championships. This is venture capital. This is entertainment. This is venture-tainment. From the moment you walk in, you can feel the energy. CodeLaunch is not just an awesome show, but you get to meet innovators from all walks of life. This is what CodeLaunch is all about, turning ideas into reality. If you've never been to CodeLaunch, it's a high-energy startup competition that blends live pitch battles, entertainment, and real-life audience engagement. CodeLaunch turns ideas into functional products and giving startups a shot at funding and global recognition.
Each startup will pitch for 4 minutes using only 8 slides. It's intimidating to face an audience of 500 plus people, so please give them all your attention, all your love.
You can go out to the real live world and get rewarded for it. So LifeSpark Labs takes that same mindset and applies it to finding your career path. They play missions and quests to find work that means something to them. Then our AI lets them simulate careers.
We have a chance here to do something that is going to affect the whole world. Right here in 2025, CodeLaunch is able to do something incredible thanks to the work that they've done here, and we are so happy to be included.
I'm really happy and excited. This is a best opportunity to speak my message to a different country.
So I just want to say thank you all so much for your confidence. I want to thank my family, my dad, my mom, my little sister, they're all right here behind me. I want to thank the incredible team at OHIO and Franz.
This was your dream, this is your vision, and we're gonna see it through, and we promise that to you. My name is Raj Nation, he is Jason W. Taylor. This was CodeLaunch. Good night.